Yo, Broncos Country. Close your eyes and picture this. The sun blazing down on the practice field. The Broncos defense crushing it during a joint session with the 49ers. The energy's electric, the fans are hyped, and then silence cuts through the air. Matt Henningsen, our defensive line warrior, is down. What happened? Is his season over before it even starts? Hold on to your hearts, family, because today we're diving into the news that rocked the Denver Broncos and figuring out what it means for our 2025 season. Ready for this roller coaster? Let's roll. Broncos Country, brace yourselves, because the news that dropped yesterday, August 7th, 2025, straight from the practice field, is the kind that gives any Broncos fan chills. During a joint session with the San Francisco 49ers, our defensive lineman, Matt Henningsen, suffered an injury that stopped practice cold. The team fears it's a torn Achilles tendon, one of the most dreaded injuries in football. The MRI hasn't confirmed the diagnosis yet, but the early signs are worrisome, and the vibe in the locker room is heavy. If this holds true, it could mean the end of Henningsen's 2025 season before it even kicks off. Talk about a gut punch, right? Let's rewind and break it down. Henningsen, 26 years old, is one of those players who might not be in every highlight reel but is the heartbeat of any team. Drafted in the 6th round in 2022 out of the University of Wisconsin, he brings 6'3", 291 pounds of raw power and a bulldog mentality to the field. In his first 2 NFL seasons, he played all 17 games, racking up 40 tackles, 2 pass breakups, 2 quarterback hits, and a sack. Those stats might not scream superstar, but football fans know the value of a guy like him. Henningsen is the dude holding the line, eating up blocks, and creating space for linebackers and edge rushers to shine. Losing a player like that, even a backup, is like pulling a support beam out of a bridge. You feel it. Now, let's set the stage. We're in the preseason, that time when teams are sharpening their claws, testing formations, and building chemistry. The Broncos were coming off a 2024 season that turned heads. Bo Nix, our quarterback, showed he can lead the offense with swagger, while the defense, led by Vance Joseph, solidified itself as one of the league's toughest. The defensive line in particular is a fortress. Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, and DJ Jones form a trio that gives opposing quarterbacks nightmares. Henningsen, though not a starter, was a key part of the rotation. He spent 2024 on the practice squad but was proving in 2025's practices that he was ready for a bigger role in the depth chart. So with this injury, what changes? What's up, Broncos Country? What's going through your minds? Think our defense can absorb this hit and keep rolling? Or is this injury a sign that 2025 might be tougher than we thought? Drop your thoughts in the comments because the voice of the Denver Broncos family is what makes this team tick. Let's talk about the tactical impact of this potential loss. An Achilles tear is no joke. It requires surgery, months of rehab, and in most cases, sidelines a player for an entire season. Worse yet, even when they return, they might not be the same. Think of cases like Kevin Durant in the NBA or NFL, players like Cam Akers who've faced this battle. The recovery is grueling, demanding patience and insane mental toughness for Henningsen, who's already shown he's a resilient guy. This is a trial by fire. He'll need all the support from the organization and fans to come back stronger. And for the team? Well, the Broncos' defense is deep, but depth is everything in the NFL. Without Henningsen, other players will need to step up, and the pressure's on guys like Ayoma Uwazurike, Jordan Jackson, or even a rookie still trying to prove himself. Strategically, this injury might force Sean Payton to tweak the playbook. Our head coach is a tactical genius, known for getting the most out of every player. He's dealt with situations like this before, but the defensive line is an area where rotation is critical. You don't win NFL games with just 3 or 4 guys in the trenches. You need a crew that stays fresh for 4 quarters. Without Henningsen, the workload increases for Zach Allen and company, and the risk of physical burnout over the season grows. Will Payton lean on the young talent in the roster? Or will the front office, led by George Payton, Take a look at the free agent market for a reinforcement. Names like Calais Campbell, a veteran with tons of experience, or even a preseason cut could be options. What do you think, family? A big-name addition or full trust in our current roster? Drop your hot takes in the comments. Beyond the on-field impact, this news hits the team's morale. The joint practices with the 49ers were a spectacle. Nick Bonito, our linebacker who's flying high, and Pat Certain, too, the league's best cornerback, were dominating. The defense as a whole was showing it could handle any offense, from Patrick Mahomes to Brock Purdy. Then this injury hits like a bucket of ice water. It's a brutal reminder of how unpredictable football is. One play can change everything. But Broncos Country, if there's one thing we know, it's that this team has heart. This fan base has been through highs and lows and always rises up. Am I right or what? Another point worth noting is the human side of this. Henningsen isn't just a player, he's a guy who grinds every day, who left it all on the field to get where he is. Imagine what's going through his head right now, waiting for the MRI results, knowing he might face months of recovery. We've seen other Broncos tackle challenges like this. Tim Patrick, for instance, came back from an Achilles injury and balled out, proving mentality matters. Henningsen is young, dedicated, and has the support of an organization that takes care of its own. If the injury is confirmed, the mission now is to root for him to recover 100% and come back wrecking shop in 2026. Meanwhile, the team needs to stay focused because the 2025 season is right around the corner and the NFL waits for no one. So, Broncos Country, how are you processing this news? Think Henningsen will bounce back? Or are you more worried about the immediate impact on the team? Drop a comment with your vibe, because we want to feel the energy of this fan base. Finally, let's talk about what this means for the near future. The Broncos have a packed preseason schedule, with games against Indianapolis, Arizona, and Green Bay in the coming weeks. These games are crucial for testing roster depth and seeing who can step into bigger roles. Without Henningsen, players like Uwazurike, who returned from suspension in 2024, or even rookies like Chris Abrams-Drain in the secondary, will need to step up. The Broncos' defense is known for its aggression, and Vance Joseph loves putting pressure on opposing QBs. But without depth on the line, that pressure could take a hit. Will the team adjust its scheme, leaning more on linebacker blitzes? Or will the secondary, led by Surtain, have to carry even more weight? These are the questions swirling around the Broncos training facility right now. Hey, Broncos Country, if orange and blue run through your veins, don't wait. Subscribe to the channel right now to stay in the loop on every play, every update, and every moment that makes the Denver Broncos so special. Just hit that red button, turn on the bell, and join this family. Let's ride this season together, through wins or setbacks. Family, let's lay it all out. This news is a tough blow. Henningsen may not be the guy on every poster, but he's the kind of player who makes the machine run. Losing him in the preseason is like taking a sack on third down. But I believe in our defense. Zach Allen, Surtain, Bonito, these guys are beasts. And the fans? You're the 12th man on the field. So tell me, Broncos Country, do you think we'll turn this game around? Or is it time to reinforce the trenches? What's good, Broncos Country? How are you processing this news? Think our defense will still be a brick wall without Henningsen? Or is it time for the front office to bring in a reinforcement for the line? Drop your predictions in the comments, because the voice of the Denver Broncos family is what keeps this channel alive. Don't forget to smash that like button, share with your fellow fans, and subscribe to stay locked in. Until the next video, let's ride together because it's Denver Broncos until the final snap.